there's a process within meditation. When I was going down this road years ago, that I didn't know what was going to subsequently happen. But I look back on these days when I was meditating, and I can actually go to when I was meditating, and it's like residual energy that I can pick up on. So instead of me thinking about memories of things that really don't serve nothing for the spiritual, I think about when I meditated in processes of spirituality that actually took place. I go back to those times and I feel that energy. When I was doing these meditations, I didn't know what was going to happen. I would call my Tai Chi instructor. He's my friend too. Like I would call him. And I took Tai Chi for 7 years before I started this meditation process. I took medical Kui Jung. It's an energy Tai Chi and meditation, and some motions. I learned some motions, but for the most part, it helped me learn about meditation, and I was able to unlock certain aspects that I didn't know existed. This was an experience that me and the instructor experienced. I don't know if he was actually seeing what I was seeing, but he might have been entertaining it, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't see what he saw through his eyes. But as we meditated together, this one meditation, this day, we was on a hill. It was like overlooking the whole city. Like meditating deep. We was in it for a while. Deep breathing, 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 pulling in energy, releasing energy, pulling in energy, releasing, doing all the motions and everything. And then I opened my eyes and everything was gold and purple. Never seen this in my life. It was like the sun rays was hitting everything that had life and the clouds, or shining through the clouds, and everything that was inanimate, like just atmosphere, or, you know what I'm saying, like dirt, was purple. You know what I'm saying? It was like gold and purple. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like, and I was like, wow, do you see this? It's like everything is gold and purple. He was like, yeah, he saw it, but I don't know if he really saw it. But this is what I saw the first time. Fast forward years later, me meditating the 7 times 7 times 7. I would start this meditation journey, and before, like, I remember in the very beginning, my instructor came to my new house in a whole nother state, because we both lived up north, and when I moved back down south, he moved in the area down south, and I got this house in South Carolina, not too far from a highway, so it was like outside meditating or whatever. And, he pulls up, and we start playing chess outside, and it's crazy because the sun is like literally right above us. So we've been playing chess for a long time with each other. Like, this is, I've known him for over 20 years, you know what I'm saying? We're playing chess for a long time. So we're playing chess, we're going back and forth. He's a Caucasian, by the way. We're playing chess, we're going back and forth. Ironically, the board ends up forming a yin-yang like this. Like, because we're playing fast. We was talking, we was just playing fast, throwing the pieces. And we was just like literally looking at each other, but just having a conversation. Not really, we was looking at the board, but not really paying attention because we play chess. So he's playing so fast, the board ended up going like his pieces was swirling this way and my pieces were swirling that way, like that. It was the weirdest thing ever. We look up in the sky and the clouds are doing the same thing. Right above us, the clouds are swirling. And the sun was dead center in the middle of the swirl. And it was beaming down on the board, and my friend, he was like, yo, it's getting too hot. I can't take it. Like, the sun was eating him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was ready. I was like, yo, come on. Like, I was charged up. He was sweating. But I be sitting in the sun, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was very symbolic that day for me and for him. So that started the meditation process for me to keep going down to 777 around that time, because I was doing it like lightly those days, but I think those days charged that day up for me to have an experience or a doorway. So when I went through that doorway of experience, I kept with the meditation. And I would do it in different parts of my yard, whether I'm on the deck. It was always directly in the sun, though. I had to be directly in the sun. I would take my shirt off, and I would drink a lot of artesian water, like water straight from out the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like deep down in the ground, deep spring water with all the minerals. I would drink gallons of this. Had a lot of minerals in it. You could taste the metals in it. You know what I mean? And but it was sweet though, just to add that. So I would do this meditation for a while, and I would meditate, and I would go trekking. I would run through the woods, and I would do all this. And then I started eating right. I remember my body just, boom, just like shrunk down. Got real like tight, and I looked really young. And I remember the snow came, and I was able to go outside, and I didn't feel no cold. I was outside with like no shirt on, you know what I'm saying, like short sleeves or whatever, shorts, and I didn't feel the cold. My body was so hot, I couldn't feel the cold, and it was like a lot of snow. I'm steady meditating. I'm still going. I'm putting the time in 7 times 7 times 7, 7 minutes and 7 seconds, 7 minutes, 7 hours, 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years. I'm following this regimen within the time frames that I can complete these processes. So I get to this point where I go and I do this one meditation. I get up early in the morning. Something pulls me to go up early in the morning. It's like a spring morning. It's real early, but it feels so good outside. It's like warm. It's like you feel the heat coming off the ground. Like it feels really, really warm. So I go out in the woods, and my cat had 2 cats. They came with me. It was crazy. So I dug a ditch, like a small place to put my feet in the ground. I go way through the woods, way out into this valley, yo. And it's like this big valley. There's no houses around. It's this big valley, you know what I'm saying? 200-300 acres, you know what I'm saying? You can see rolling hills and trees and all that. Deers be running through there. It's like an open valley. It's like trees in some areas. So I'm like standing on a hill area. So I can see where the sun is about to start coming over the hill. The sun is coming over the hill. And you know, I'm already undressed. Like I took off all my clothes, I'm butt naked, and I got my feet in the dirt, and I covered my feet up with the dirt. Ironically, the 2 cats, they stand one on this side, one on my left, one on my right, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they wasn't like posted up like Egyptian cats. They was kind of like just laying there. So I ain't mess with them, you know what I'm saying? So as I started meditating, and I used to do a NAGA chant, you know what I'm saying? I used to go, NAGA, hold on, NAGA, NAGA, and I would do a stomp. It would be like boom, 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 NAGA, 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 and I would do this chant over and over while I'm meditating, and the sun was coming up. So I got my feet in the dirt, and I'm kind of like stomping, you know what I'm saying, like with the chant, you know what I'm saying, like I'm walking towards the sun as it's rising up, right? So this is all etheric. I'm in the meditation at this point. Like I've been doing this chant probably like 7 minutes at this point. So I'm in it. It's like I'm in it deep. I feel good. Like my body's warm, and the sun is coming up. I open my eyes. My 2 cats are both staring at the sun as it rises. Both of them are staring at the sun as it rises. Weird, because they're sitting like Egyptian cats. And as I'm doing the chant, I stop and I exhale. And I give thanks to the day. And when I look up, I ask for direction. I ask to be guided. And I see something come. It coils out the sun. Like you start seeing it peek out. And the sun is not all the way out yet. It's like just coming over the hill. But as it's starting to come out the hill, you can see something curl off it. In my mind, I'm like, I thought instantly to like the movie. It was a movie that it showed a helicopter where it was real close to the sun, and it made it look like a piece of the fire. The sun whipped a little bit as the helicopter flew past. It was an old movie, 80s movie, but I remember that scene when it came on, and it made me remember that scene, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's not fire off the sun. What am I seeing right now? And as that little whip came off the sun, it just kept coming out, and it kept coming out, and it kind of like wrapped around like this one time, and then it kind of went like that way, you know what I'm saying? And as it came out, it had the whole body, and at first it looked like smoke at first, but then it was like light, you know what I'm saying? It was like light like the sun, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of curled around. And as it got farther away from the sun, I can see like colors that are not explained, you know what I'm saying? But it was forming what my mind told me was a dragon, what I know a dragon to look like, as far as what this looks like, as far as the artwork you see me post, as far as what we see in history. Like, it moved like that type of dragon, like the Japanese dragon. And it pointed in a direction. And the direction at the time seemingly was towards the property where my grandfather's property was, because that was the direction it was pointing in. But then when I did more research to that property lines up with the same area where the Nagas is when you go straight across to Asia. It lines up identical. So I didn't know that until I found that out just recently, you know what I'm saying? But I knew this has been over 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? So this experience in itself was really different, and it moved me different. And my cat sat there as the sun came out and it got brighter and everything. The day got brighter. I looked to my left, and it was something in the tree, something I never seen before, a creature. It was something covered in full. It was like covered in long black hair. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't see his face, but it had like shiny beady eyes, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? One color. And it had long black hair, and it was in a ball, you know what I'm saying? But it was big though. It was kind of like, it looked like, it wasn't a cat though. And it didn't look like no Sasquatch I ever saw in the pictures. I didn't know what it was, but it was in a tree, and it was stalking the deer. And the cats noticed it after I came out the meditation. They jumped, and when they jumped, they looked, and they seen it in the tree. And I saw it too. And when I looked at it, it jumped out the tree and ran back towards where I came from. So I chased it, and it disappeared. And that's on everything I love. When this event happened all in one, this all took place in one. And I literally believe at that moment, because I was able to get to that meditation state and tap into whatever I tapped in, I literally dropped the veil that was around me. It was like deers in front of me and all that, like big buck deers with like antlers. I seen like this, almost as a white looking deer with them, and it was getting, I think whatever's in the tree was stalking them though. But my cats noticed it, because they jumped like this and they looked, and that's what made me look in the tree. But they wasn't noticing, because it was like they was meditating with me. It was the illest thing ever. Look, I ain't gonna even hold y'all, but I hope y'all enjoyed this experience. Y'all take what y'all take from it. Y'all already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe. NAGA.